Welcome back to the Real Estate News. Joining us now is Geri Colucci with Equitable Property Management. Hi Geri, it's so great to see you. It's been a while.
Hi, it has been a while. I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
So we're going to talk today about differentiating between property management companies. So
Right.
what are some of the factors that distinguish one property management company from another?
Well, the important factors are the qualifications of the tenants and the integrity of the house while the tenant lives there, and the issue of repairs, and can you keep the cost to a minimum for owners?
Absolutely. Now, how do you save owners money on repairs? Is there a way to do that?
There is a way to do that. One of the things that we think is important is that we don't have any vendors on our staff. So there never could be an implication that there's a conflict of interest, like we hire somebody to do something. What we do is we use all bonded and insured vendors, and one of the first things they do is go in and they find out whether or not the repair that's required is because of tenant misuse or neglect, or if it's actually a functional problem. And usually we get 2 to 3 bids for repairs, so we know that we are getting the best bang for the buck.
That's great. Now, why should physical inspections of rental properties be conducted?
That is really, really an important factor and something we're really proud of. We consider ourselves a boutique property management company in that we offer very individualized service to both our tenants and our owners. And the opportunity to go in on a regular scheduled basis and look at the properties, make sure they're in good condition, also gives the tenant the opportunity to meet with us, but it gives the owner the feeling that we are taking good care of their property. They can depend on us to tell them that the integrity of the property is being maintained while the tenant is living there. It's really, really important.
Well, and I would imagine, having those kinds of interactions with the tenants, it would give them a greater sense of accountability, wouldn't you think?
It does, it really does. And we never do sneak attacks. We want
Sure.
the tenants to clean up for us. And so we give them 24 to 48 hours notice. We ask them to be there so that they can tell us specifically if they're having any problems. And for the most part, our tenants take very good care of their properties.
Well, that's great. Now, how do you retain tenants and then minimize advertising and changeover costs?
Well, the turnover of a tenant can be very expensive for an owner because they might have to paint, replace the carpet, do minor repairs. But if we can retain a good qualified tenant, then there are no expenses for the owner in between the transfer. So we try to hold on to a tenant as long as we can. And we try to stabilize rents for the first 2 years, and then after the 3rd year we will discuss with the owner and come up with a decent increase in rent. But this saves the owner a lot of money as far as not having to do any repairs.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, just like in business, right? It's you make more money if you keep a customer than having to go get a new one. So now you mentioned, quickly before we wrap up, personalized service. So can you tell us what that means to you?
We take very seriously, we have 2 levels of accountability, one to our owners and one to our tenants. And so we respect our owners' investment property, and we make sure that we communicate with them on a very regular basis. I'm a type A personality and it sort of drives the company. So is my staff. And with tenants, we respond very quickly to their repair issues so they don't think that they're just left out there and all we do is collect their rent check.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And Geri, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure to hear your perspective on this subject.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.